Welcome viewers to another episode of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, Tanja Bause catches up with double amputee Miki Jovanovic, who doesn't let much stand in her way.
My name is Miki. I'm actually not a Namibian, although I've been living here for 5 years. I was born in Pretoria in South Africa. I had a very rare, I don't want to say disease, but deform when I was born, called fibular hemimelia, where I was born without the fibulas in both my bottom legs, which caused my one leg to be a bit shorter than the other, and the other one to be completely deformed. My mother had to make the tough decision: either I would be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, or my legs were amputated. So they decided at the age of 1 that my legs were going to be amputated. And then I got my first pair of prosthetics when I was 3. So I've been going to the same doctor for the past 22 years in Nelspruit in Mpumalanga in South Africa. He's literally known me my whole life, so having prosthetic legs is nothing unfamiliar to me. It's all I know. So I had to, well, my mom had to raise me to be very strong, because when you're small, the other kids don't really know, what's going on, why you're walking funny, why you can't do this or do that. So I had to be really confident. I had to learn to be confident from a young age. Otherwise, I don't know, children tease, but they don't, like, as I grew up, I realized they don't mean it in a bad way. They're just curious, and a lot of the parents they don't give information about people like me. They don't teach them about people like me. They just don't look at them, and then they just tend to not look at them, and that's when they start teasing because they don't know anything. So primary school was a bit of a hassle for me, especially with the children teasing. But as soon as I got to high school, everything changed. People were accepting, people were friendly about it, and that's when I started being more confident, wearing shorts, wearing short dresses. So high school really changed for me. I know a lot of people don't have good high school experiences, but I definitely did. And I've got a really good sense of humor, so sometimes I tend to make bad jokes about disabilities, but people find them funny. Because if you feel comfortable, then the other people feel comfortable around you. That's usually how it works. I wasn't interested in sport in a young age at all. There weren't a lot of role models for me, because the one that I had ended up in jail, meaning Oscar Pistorius, because he was born exactly the same way as me. But as I got a bit older and started using social media more, I realized that there were a lot of amputees and people with disabilities that are doing this and doing that and taking part in the Paralympics and this and that. So everything you can imagine they can do. And then that really opened my eyes, because it's not something that I was exposed to as a young age. I just thought it was like me and a few older gentlemen that I met that had prosthetics. So it was really an eye-opener for me to see all these things on social media. And then I got the opportunity to move to Namibia when I was 20 to come study here. So I finished my honours degree in tourism and hospitality and events management. And while I was doing that, I have been working for the same family for 5 years now as a full-time au pair, looking after 3 little girls every day. They feel like my own kids by now. So I've been here for 5 years, and now the last year I'm just studying a certificate in business administration, and then at the end of the year I'm moving back to Pretoria, South Africa, to start.
And how did you get into au pair?
It's a funny story. So I didn't realize that I'd be looking after kids like at all my life. It wasn't even a thought in my mind. But the people that I were working for in Pretoria, they told me that the family in Namibia needs someone to look after the kids. Would I be interested? And I just said yes. Like, I didn't even think about it. I just said yes. And then it's a tough full-time job, but it works out because with the salary that I get, I can pay for my studies myself. It's difficult. Some parents can't afford it, including mine. So it's nice to feel that I can support myself and pay for my studies by myself. So I go to evening classes because I'm a part-time student. So I work full day, and then from 5:30 till 9:30, I'm at class.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't really interested in sports. And then when I moved here, I wanted to actually join a kickboxing class, but the ones that they had were not for amateurs, more for professionals. I wanted to do this as a profession, and I wasn't interested in that. I just wanted to do it for the fitness, because I need to stay fit. If I gain too much weight, I'm not able to walk, and if I lose too much weight, I'm also not able to walk. Then I have to get new legs, and it's a very expensive process. So I needed to just maintain my weight. So I signed up at Virgin Active, and that didn't last long because you have no motivation to go by yourself. And then I met a boxing trainer, and he said I should come to one of his classes, and that was 2 years ago. And then I've been boxing for 2 years with IMS at AC Boxing. He used to have his gym in Katatura, and then when COVID happened, he had to close. After that, I went with him to his boot camp at the Katatura Hospital netball fields, and there they had the boot camp. We have to lift tires, and you need to do sit-ups and push-ups and run around the field. So that was a big challenge for me as well. But then I hurt my knee. I dislocated it in December, and I couldn't return to boot camp because it's just too much pressure on my limbs. And then in the beginning of January, a new boxing gym opened up in Windhoek, and I started there, and I haven't stopped since. Boxing is a really good motivation for me to stay fit, and the people that I box with are good motivators as well. And in between that, I do rock climbing as well at Marua Mall, which is also a challenge for me because my feet can't bend as well as normal feet. So it's always an accomplishment if I get to the top. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, but I have to try about 4 or 5 times because my arms just get extremely tired. But if I do make it up, it's definitely an accomplishment.
Do you have any advice or words of wisdom to not only people who are amputees, but just young people in general?
Definitely. The word confidence can mean so much in your life. If you're confident, other people will start being not normal, but will start being confident around you as well. If you just believe in yourself and love the way you are, and you don't feel that you are forced to change yourself, you'll be happy for a very, very long time.
And there's nothing you can't do.
No. I mean, well, I can't ride a bicycle because it's really difficult. I need special. I need my bicycle to be modified. But other than that, there's literally nothing that I won't try. Sometimes I won't get it right, but I have to at least try. You can't just say, no, I can't do it without trying it, because your life is just going to end up being miserable, to be honest. So just be confident and honestly just love the way you are. Just love yourself.
Next, Desiree Gases chats to local celebrity Lize Ehlers about her life and passion for everything theatrical.
This is Lize Ehlers, founder and director of R&B Song Night. I'm also the technical director of Drag Night Namibia, and of course I'm your 2019 Female Artist of the Year and your overall Artist of the Year at the Namibian Annual Music Awards.
Tell us a bit about what you do.
Ooh, child! Let me tell you what I don't do. No. I started singing already at the age of 3 in Tsaragaiwes, Marintal. And then my mother quickly saw that I was very passionate about languages and drama, theater. So I started my own reading club. I even started being a journalist for Die Agi in Marintal. So I think that's really where all my love for literature, music, theater and community work started, back in the day when I recognized what my first love is. And my first love is people and the stories we get to tell.
Okay, tell us a bit about how you got into music and theater.
So, like I said, my mother, the late and great Mrs. Catherine Kuberski, she was always singing at the back of the church bunker, and it would always make everybody feel like they were on top of the world, like they were touched by an angel or something. And she was the one who made me start singing at church and, choir work. And then I actually studied music at the Windhoek Singing Academy and the Windhoek School of Singing. And I even got my distinction performance diploma in London through TCM. Oh, I forgot my school now. And also studied a lot of theater with so many workshops and arcitage, and of course through my mentor and director Sandy Rudd. Sandy plays a very big role in my life, not only in the theater world but also being the co-founder of Song Night, giving a platform for emerging singers to grow and perform.
Okay, considering this long journey that you've had, tell us a bit about the challenges that you faced throughout your journey.
Oh, I think it's to keep motivated to do work for communities. Like currently I'm in makeup with the beautiful Miss J, celebrity makeup artist, and I think Miss J can also testify to our challenges is that, getting funding to do such important work, having institutions, like we should have a national institution that trains people on makeup and performance and not just the College of the Arts or NAST or UNAM, or there needs to be an institution specifically for these kind of art-based education community work. Like what we're doing at Drag Night Namibia, it's not drag races with cars, it's drag queens who are fighting for visibility, inclusivity, representation, equal rights. So when people say, Lize Ehlers are with the queers, I'm like, yes, I'm with the queers. I'm an ally of note because people don't have equal rights. People can't enjoy a marriage to a person that they love or adopt children legally. I mean, I was allowed to adopt. Why can I, but the next person can't? So I just want people to enjoy the same rights and the same ability to love and freely live a life of truth and passion.
You mentioned something about funding. Tell us a bit about how you were able to raise funds to do what you're doing.
Consistency. The minute you show up on time, the minute you communicate your intentions, the minute you're transparent about what you want to achieve. And the fact is, I've always worked for the community. So I've never quite done fundraising for my own self. I've always done fundraising for the community. And that's how we did Song Night without a penny for at least 5 years or 4 years. And then we finally got funders like Rand Merchant Bank on board who just said, wow, you guys are doing magnificent work. This is changing the entire industry of Namibia in the music scene. How can we support? So you literally have to show that you can do it without money, but obviously it would be better with money. And I think that's exactly what we're doing now with Drag Night. We are looking for funders because, hey, drag is not easy. Makeup is not cheap. Hair is not cheap. Dresses are not cheap. We want to pay the designers. We want to pay all the partners involved. So I think just more Namibian, can I say, companies, institutions, they just need to recognize that we need funds. And what is a life without entertainment? What
Thank
is
you
a
for
life
tuning
without
in.
TV or
If
Netflix
you know of someone
or
you feel
comedy
should feature
or
on our show,
shows?
please contact
Yes, we did that
brave at
during COVID, but
nmh.com.na.
everybody was turning on their TVs. Everybody was on WhatsApp sending funny videos to cheer each other up. We are the content creators. So without funding, it's very tough for us to make the world a better place.
Tell us about, we know that there are a lot of achievements that you've had, but tell our viewers a bit about the achievements that you have had in your line of work. starting from your singing to your
Yeah.
theater to your events?
I think, obviously the big awards at the Namibian Annual Music Awards, when I was the overall best artist for 2019, I was overwhelmed with emotion. And it was just such a testimony to what hard work can do. Even if people thought like, she's not the most well known out of all the artists, and people have difficulty saying Lize Ehlers. They keep saying Liz. I'm not Liz, I'm Lize Ehlers. And I think I still have a long way to go to get my name into people's mouths and get it in properly. But I am so grateful. I went to Florida, and out of all those people, I won the Encourager Award because it seemed very evident to them that I really like to be a mother, that I like to show others you can do it, find your strength. I don't like to have a good time alone. I really like it when everybody's doing well. And that's why I am a mentor, why I am, people call me a matriarch. Hey, I would love that. But it's because I want everybody to win. Yeah. And then obviously I won Best Actress in Theatre twice. In 2007 for Leia B, directed by Tanja Bause, and in 2017 for Macy van Marienthal, directed by Sandy Rudd. So having those awards, I think those will always stick with me, that I worked hard, nothing fell on my lap, and that I have incredible people who brought me there, who helped me on that journey.
With everything that you're doing, who are the people that you are trying to reach, and what message do you have for them?
I'm definitely reaching or trying to reach the small town girls, the colored girls, the mixed race. I don't feel seen kind of people, boys who don't know where they fit in or how to vocalize what they feel. I'm trying to reach the small town kids who think they'll never be able to make it in the big city, because I feel like we didn't have, or those people don't have the same kind of opportunities as the big city children. And, the kids in the villages, just to know I can make it. And even when I make it, it's about me feeling happy with myself. It's about me feeling grateful for my health, grateful for my family, knowing that I have people that I love and care for, and knowing that I have talents, because we all have something that we are good at. So for me, I'm trying to reach people who can't see what they have yet, but who just have endless potential.
And lastly, what advice would you give to the younger girl or the younger boy that's out there seeing what you're doing and aspiring to be like you one day?
Wake up, make your bed, brush your teeth. It starts with those small things that once you start a routine of excellence, and I think I have excellence in my life. Yes, I have to work on my this and my that, but the fact that I wake up, I express gratitude in forms of prayer. So I just want to tell you that it's about waking up, making your bed, doing your prayer, or expressing gratitude for what you have, because the minute you express gratitude, your life changes. Like even if you have no money in the bank, suddenly if you focus on what you want, you attract. So focus on the abundance that you want and do the work. Like if you want to write, don't just think, oh, I'll be a writer, but you're not practicing to write. I want to be a singer, but you're not practicing to sing or reaching out to a singer that can help you sing. You literally need to do the work. That's what so many people say, is that if you have a dream, do the work and achieve it. I know it's not easy. It's all easier said than done, but that's how I got to where I am. I still have such a long way to go, but my main focus is that Namibian people must recognize their own potential and celebrate it and be so festive in it that the whole world can't take their eyes off of us.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact brave@nmh.com.na.